Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. You got Joe Parker in the car solo. This is our journey. You and I, we're gonna go for a drive through Santa Barbara today and look at houses, just how we do it every Saturday morning here on the channel. If you're new to the channel, let me introduce myself. I'm Joe Parker with the Santa Barbara Group at Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate. I'm a Santa Barbara native, been selling real estate here in beautiful Santa Barbara for about 24 years. And today I'm taking you on a drive-along tour. This is Broker Caravan, where all the new listings are held open for us to preview. And we're gonna go through a few today, 3 in particular. And I'm gonna take you through the community. You can see right now we're driving through Hope Ranch, a really exclusive community in Santa Barbara. We just did a video about Hope Ranch properties, I think maybe our last episode. So if you didn't catch that and you wanna check it out, go look at that. You can see what this is all about. But we're not going to see properties in Hope Ranch today. I'm just driving through because we're going to our first house, which is a very special little neighborhood adjacent to Hope Ranch called Campanil Hill. And one of the streets in Campanil Hill is called Campanil, and we've got a new listing there that we're going to check out. This looks like 1970s construction, big house with a big lot. Probably in need of some updates, but very worthy of updating. So that's going to be exciting to see. And then stick around because we're going to go into 2 more after that. We're going to head over to the Mesa on Miramonte. There's a nice ocean view listing that just hit the market. This is a not a new one because it sold actually at the beginning of the year, but the owners, for whatever reason, decided they want to move in a different direction, so they got it back on the market, and I didn't cover it when it was on last time. And then we're going to end by going over by East Beach. If you're familiar with the volleyball courts in Santa Barbara, there's a nice little area there by East Beach that has a lot of hotels, but there's also some homes sprinkled in there. And on Corona Del Mar, there's a new listing I can't wait to check out and show you guys. So this is going to be exciting. And I don't have Avi in the car today. He's my business partner. He is at the Lux event. Berkshire Hathaway Southern California, or basically Berkshire Hathaway California Properties, does an annual luxury retreat where they have guest speakers, and it's like a convention, you know. All the agents get to network. They come from as far down south as San Diego, all the coastal communities. We have offices, and all the way up through Los Olivos. That's the farthest northern point. And so all these luxury agents, to qualify as a luxury agent, you need to sell a certain number of X expensive properties over, I think it's over 3.5 or 4 million. And then you get into the luxury division, and then they have these special events for the luxury agents to network. And so, of course, we're in the division, and I just got back from Mexico, so I could not go to the event, but Avi is there, rubbing elbows, learning all the, shaking hands and learning all the new information that the guest speakers will be sharing. Always good, always valuable to come back with a bunch of stuff from those events, and always fun to be at the Ojai Valley Inn, which is a really beautiful resort spa with a golf course in Ojai, a community just about 30 miles south of us, inland a little bit from Ventura. So that's exciting. And Brahmi, we're missing you today, buddy. He's got some appointments with family and stuff, so he wasn't able to make it. But I am not stopping. I love going solo because it gives me more time to talk to you guys directly and share my insights. And it is a sunny day, so I apologize. There's going to be a lot of random glare and stuff showing up on this, but just bear with me. We'll get through it, and hopefully we'll get some nice vistas. I think every one of these properties we're going to see today has a nice ocean view, or at least a nice peak of the ocean. So excited to get in and start showing you some of these properties. But what else can I tell you? As we get a little bit closer, there is some news in Santa Barbara. I don't know if you recall, if you're a regular viewer, but we've brought up this project before. In Santa Barbara, there's a builder's remedy project behind the Santa Barbara Mission. If you don't know what builder's remedy, just a short kind of concise explanation is that the state of California passed some streamlined property development approval ordinances that if you develop property with a certain number of affordable units and you have a certain amount of acreage, you could avoid environmental review, design review, and just get kind of streamlined right to approvals and start building your project. And so some developers from down in like Orange County picked up this property behind the Santa Barbara Mission I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's 4 acres, so it qualifies. And they're using that to get an 8-story apartment building approved behind the Mission, which has got people, up in arms about it. And I guess over the weekend, Saturday, Governor Newsom passed a bill, and part of the bill pinpointed this one project that it had to go to environmental review. So I'm sure they're going to appeal that and try to fight it. But it is good news that there could be a little bit of slowdown, and they might have to, because that is a very environmentally sensitive area. It's near a creek. There's a lot of history there with the Mission being there and all the Chumash activity around there. In addition, it's also at the exit point of Mission Canyon right there. And so if you could think, if there's ever an evacuation because of maybe a fire or something in Mission Canyon, you could imagine having that choke point with an apartment building, an 8-story apartment building with something like 60 different units. How many people that could, kind of bottleneck and clog that area. So there's all kinds of reasons why people are not too happy about this situation. And it was good news for me and a lot of other people to hear that that there's going to be a little bit of headwind on that project. So that's a nice little update for you guys there. All right, we made it to the Campanil neighborhood, and we had one of the most expensive sales in Santa Barbara outside of Hope Ranch and Montecito right here on this neighborhood for about $24 million on this street. The one we're going to see right now is 6.8. So there's a lot of room to develop and not go too big for the neighborhood. Precedent has been set. It was an amazing house, of course, to get that big price, but it is a remarkable neighborhood because you don't have the association fees that you have in Hope Ranch, and you don't have the amenities you have in Hope Ranch. No private beach, no tennis courts, no bridle trails, no Hope Ranch security. So none of that, but you're really close and you kind of have the same vibe. So that's what some people like about this Campanil area. And you can see I'm climbing and climbing and climbing here. So we're getting into ocean view territory where you get these remarkable panoramic ocean views from some of these properties. Not all of them, but we do have some nice elevation here. So we will get some stunning views for sure. And we're going to hit the top of this hill and bank to the right, and then we will be at the property. And I'll give you some details on what we're looking at. What I found out was there was not a previous sale. It looks like it's been in the same family for many, many decades. So no previous sale that I could come up with. And on a side note, right ahead is a vacant lot for sale. I think it's about $4 million. It seems a little high. I think it's sold recently too. They've decided to resell it. So, but we're going to go past some of these construction vehicles. You could see, especially with that recent sale in the 20 millions, that's given a lot of people some bold ambitions to spend some money on their properties. So definitely lots of construction always. And I think that this house we're about to see is probably going to be one of the next projects in the neighborhood, because usually with these older, grand, well-located homes from the 1970s that haven't been updated much sell, the new owners go in and completely redo it. So let's go ahead and park and let's go through our first house. All right, everyone, street view on this one, 3221 Campanil Hill Drive. This is a 5-bedroom offered at $6,988,000, 1.5 acres, built in 1978. Look at here. Look at these views we're gonna see today. Zoom in on that. Nice. Okay, long driveway. Love the mature landscaping. Real simple, but you could tell it's got a good vibe. Two-car garages plus extra parking out here. Look at this rollout area. And then it looks like right over there, there's even more parking on the side. That's pretty nice. Old school TV antenna in the background there. I bet you that thing's Not picking up any signals anymore. Look at those cool palm trees out front too. All right, let's go see what the inside's looking like. All right, time to take a little walk back in time. 1970s luxury. Look at that sweet little curved staircase, this amazing wallpaper mural and skylights. Okay, look at this, the living room here. We've got some exposed beams and the popcorn ceiling up there. And look at this corner, all this light flooding in right here through this area of massive windows, and then that slider that will get you down there to the patio and out to the pool. I'm going to come across this right over here just to see what is on this level before we descend down. Okay? To the right of the front door, here's our office. Look how they brought in the vault in here as well. So that's some great bones for kind of updating it and keeping that volume and doing something special with the layout. Okay, here's another bedroom, or the first bedroom, I should say, that we've seen so far in this one. Okay, it's an ensuite, nicely positioned here with its own private bathroom. Okay, and then it looks like a closet there. Another slider to escape out the back to the pool area. That looks nice. And then we've got set up as like a game room. Looks like this is where you come in from the office. What do we got here? A little flex room, maybe a wet bar. And there's those back-to-back car garages. Yikes, that was loud. Sorry, guys. All right. I know we always like to see the garages. And this one has got some storage. It's got a door and windows. The door will get you outside. The windows will get you a view. All right, we're back. Thought I might get locked in there. Okay. Look at these views out here. Over the neighbor's pool. Out to the islands.
It's pretty cool, right? It's like straight out of...
Exactly.
It's a time capsule.
Yeah.
And the parquet floors even. Look at these.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
And all this
Another wet bar and this fireplace with the peek through.
too. So it's only
Original owners. I had a feeling. Look at this.
renderings over there too, Joe.
Incredible furniture too. That is, they must have bought that when they bought the house and like just left it. That furniture is
Pretty rare.
probably super valuable. Okay, here we go.
Renderings are really cool too. You can see
Look at this beautiful kitchen. Beautiful in the sense that it's just got a ton of light, ton of views. It is a little timeless with the tile and the whitewash cabinetry. So it might not be the modern finishes everyone's looking for, but as far as a 1970s kitchen, that will work. Nice extra little eating area right here and more outdoor, but we're gonna use some discipline and not go out there yet because I wanna take in all this. Okay, here's our laundry room. And here is a bathroom. Okay. And then a couple more steps back up. All right, so we've done this whole lower area. Now I get to ascend these crazy cool steps. Look at this mural. What do you think? What is this story it's telling? Looks like maybe some disciples following this like guru dude with a bird and some more disciples, and then this this guy here. I don't know, kind of cool. All right, here's our primary. Nice slider with a balcony out to the deck overlooking the pool. and yard. We have 1.5 acres here, so plenty of land. Okay, you got a closet there, old school intercom system. They got some wallpaper going on in here. Here we go. Love the blue tub. Look at that setup. Take it in. Look at that light fixture. Throwback. I like it. It's vibey. And then right over here, we got some more of that blue accents coming in. More closets. Oh, a second little bedroom over here. So I wonder if this was kind of like the husband and wife sleeping in separate rooms setup. And then again, this is that same balcony that I was just on. Look at this. It's so clear today. You could see all the islands in the channel. Anacapa, San Miguel, San Nicolas. Oh, I shouldn't pan. Sorry guys, I shouldn't pan when I'm zoomed in. Beautiful. All right. Let's see what else is up here. Another bedroom. Ooh, I like that window corner setup right there. And looking back up towards the channel, towards Goleta and Campus Point there. Okay, another wallpaper cladded bathroom with some cool old 70s like fixtures. They put some laminate wood floors down on this one. Got some cool brown tile. Dual sinks. And then this little romper room. Check it out. Slinky dog, carpet. You can see all the grandkids playing in here. A little study station. Vaulted ceiling in here as well. Let's go explore the outside. Made my way downstairs. Let's go out this slider. Brick paver patio, expansive, very big. Generous proportion of flat, usable space. And then some low-rise steps. Brings you down this gentle slope to this lower area that's really untapped. Could become anything. I could see some gardening. Second unit, ADU maybe. And then fenced in over here is a really interesting shaped pool. They went all out. Can you imagine in the 70s? Balling out in this crib. The one behind it up there, I don't know if you can make it out in the video, but a huge new place got built up there. If that one ever sells, that will probably be the new record. Diving board, you don't see those every day. This thing may not hold you if you jump 3 times at the end before diving into the pool. Okay. Nice, usable, 1.5 acres with a pool. Fairly private. I could see some roofs and stuff of neighbors, but other than that, this is a very quiet area. You don't get much airplane noise. You don't hear any freeway. You don't hear train really. So all of that is just superb about this location. And when you get off the hill, you'll drop right down into Hendry's Beach and the Boathouse Restaurant. So you've got some nice amenities of the neighborhood right down there you could go enjoy. And that's Santa Barbara's dog beach, so dog lovers would take it in. All right. Let me just see what's on this side. And then I think we'll be on to the next. Oh, and they do have a little bar there that you could pass food through the window. I like that. Nice little shady section here. Look at this tree. You know what kind that is? Is that a magnolia? Surface drain, nice to see. All right, let's go to the next. All right, everybody, one down. What'd you think? Nice little time capsule, like the good life back in the day. Building a big mansion, Campanil Hill in the 1970s with all the amenities. I really like it. It's funny how the upscale kind of affluent home has changed over the years. You can just imagine in the 70s, people gawking at all the amenities and features in that place. But what did you think? I thought it was pretty special. I think someone's going to make it really nice. It's a definitely worthy spot to spend some money. I think the price is probably about right, maybe a little ambitious, but then again, it's so hard to find something up here that I could definitely see someone taking it down. And it has all the potential and all the upside with this neighborhood, giving you kind of a sky's the limit approach to spending money on your property. All right, so a couple things I wanted to share with you guys is that my team and I put out an amazing newsletter every 2 weeks, and I'll have a link in the description here on this video if you want to sign up for that to stay in touch with what's happening in the Santa Barbara real estate market and the community. Sign up for that, drop your email in there, and you'll get that in your inbox and have access to some really great content that we're putting out through our newsletter. And if you're appreciating this video so far, please subscribe. If you've watched it many times, double check if you've subscribed, please, because it helps me out tremendously with YouTube and the algorithm, and to meet more people like you that want to watch this content when I get more subscribers. So this is a great way where you could support me in continuing to do these videos for you so that you could stay informed. If you want to move here, this is very valuable for you. If you don't, this is very entertaining for you. I love it all. I want to entertain you. I want to provide value, and I want to stay in touch. And the best way for us to do that is subscribe to the channel. And if you want to talk more, I welcome you. I invite you to introduce yourself to me. I love talking to all of you. I'm always getting, on a weekly basis, I probably get about 5 to 10 reach outs from you guys talking about, just giving me gratitude for putting out these videos, that you're enjoying them, or talking about your journey, and I'm helping you. I've got some people in escrow right now buying a house that are super excited to start their Santa Barbara chapter with their family, and I'm really stoked for them. Recently sold one on the Mesa to someone from this channel here. So you guys are awesome, and I do this to give you someone to know in the community that when the time's right, you feel comfortable in introducing yourself to me, and tell me about your situation and let me give you some guidance, some consultation. Always enjoy those conversations. So now we have made it off the hill, and we are on Cliff Drive, and there are some bluff front homes to our right here, some very special ones for sure. And then there's a little community over here where you drive up in. I think it's gated, and that will get you into some more homes on the bluff here. And this is an extension of the bluff where there's homes in Hope Branch on the bluff, but again, outside of Hope Branch, but still super nice. So kind of, if you don't want all the amenities, you could aim for one of these, maybe save a little bit of money, and you wouldn't have the association fee on an annual basis, which isn't that bad. I think it averages about $2,500 to $3,000 a year for an HOA fee in Hope Branch. So not too bad. They pay it annually. But it's not covering, of course, any of your property. It's just for the neighborhood amenities, the beach, the bridle trails, all that stuff. So we're making our way off Cliff Drive here down to where that dog beach is and the Boathouse restaurant, amazing restaurant right on the sand. I almost always see dolphins when I'm eating there. I love going there for breakfast. That's a good time to see dolphins. I was out on the bluff in More Mesa this morning on a walk before work and saw dolphins. Really sweet. But yeah, you could see maybe a little peek of the beach right there. Very special beach, totally beautiful, picturesque. Little park right down there below us where you could go picnic and barbecue, and a dog washing station because it is our dog beach. And check this out, you guys would freak out if you're from Southern California. Free parking, unlimited, no time constraints. So this whole parking lot on the beach. A lot of the parking in Santa Barbara is like that, but this one's very special. Some of them are slowly turning over to where like the first hour or 75 minutes is free, and then it's charging after that. This one's still 100% free. All right, so we have made it to the Mesa. We're about to climb. We've got our roundabout coming up that's going to shoot us up cliff to the Mesa. Illings Park up to our left, and we're going to go to a property on Miramonte. It's going to have some nice views, and it's fully remodeled, and the owners have only had it for less than a year. They are looking to get out for whatever reason, so ready to pass the baton of this beautiful home to the next owner, and we will get a little bit closer and I'll be bringing you all back. All right, I made it to Miramonte Drive off of Carrillo Hill, Carrillo Street, a main drag that crosses downtown Santa Barbara, heads west over Carrillo Hill down into the Mesa. All right, so a little bearings there. This Miramonte Drive starts off with the Highlands condos right here on either side of me. Really dense, but nice entry-level product. You could get into these. A one-bedroom's going to start at about $775, $750. Two-bedroom maybe $850, $900, and maybe max out at about $1.1 million, $1.2 million. Some of them have some views of the city. Some have views that way. Some don't have views. But you have a La Honda Park right over here as well. That's really great for hiking. So you got a little neighborhood park to hike in, which is, you know, kind of par for the course for this Mesa area. There's always parks to hike all over the place. Lots of them. Oh, damn it. Didn't get that bird. Excuse me. So we are going to go past a TV station. The local television station's up on what the locals call TV Hill, and KEYT is located there. A couple amazing homes. I've been in some of these on the tours before, so you can search previous videos if you want to find some other Miramonte properties. I've been in a couple of those, but it went from those condos to some really nice custom homes, and then now we've got this interesting little commercial business park, the Dryer building. All right, incredible views. And then next to that, right up here, is the TV station, right? So this is KEYT. You can see the local news, if you ever watch that, is where they have the great views, all look in the city. And then this is Via del Cielo, a nice little cul-de-sac, amazing house, one of my best view properties that ever sold right there at 111 Via del Cielo. Great old Tudor, you can see it from everywhere in town. And also a great client of mine has a great property over here, that place. But what we're going to do here is start winding our way down. Miramonte then now drops into the Mesa, and we start picking up some really incredible peaks from this angle, looking at the city and looking at Stearns Wharf. So keep an eye off in the distance here, because we have got some blue sky and blue water vistas that are going to be popping up if I could get past some of these trees here. But look at how cool this street just turned into, like, what? All of a sudden we're in Mission Canyon or the Riviera. It's doing the little windy, curvy road thing to get down to the ocean. And it doesn't last that long, not like those neighborhoods, because we are almost through it at this point. But we're also, oh, this is going to be bumpy. Sorry, guys. Look at the tree roots jack this road up. Oh my God, my water's spilling everywhere. I should have put a lid on that. Okay, there we go. That was the views I was looking to expose you guys to by taking this route. Okay, now I got to pull over. I'm going to take this parking spot right here. All right, sweet. Let's see what we got here. Today we are looking at 611 Miramonte Drive. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,744 square feet. We've got quarter of an acre, built in 1954, offered at $3,875,000. Last sold in February of this year for $3,650,000. So they're looking just to get out of it. And then it sold previously in March of 2024 for $1.8 million. So that was when they bought it to flip it. They flipped it. It didn't even hit the market when they bought it for $3,650,000. So they came across it while they were doing it, purchased it, and now they're selling it. And then the prior sale to that wasn't back into 1994 for $360,000. So 1994 to 2025, of course, a lot of money spent on it, 10 times the value. So, all right, let's go check it out. All right, everyone, check out this street setting. I love this angle looking at the curve of the coast. You really get the idea of Santa Barbara as kind of like a bay. Okay, so let's get in here, take a look at this place. Since the garage is open, let's just go ahead and get in here because it looks really nice. Okay, painted floor. Nice little architectural wall. What's functional, you could put hooks on there, and then you got laundry out here and a little sink. Some mountain views. When you got the garage door open and you're in here working, you're gonna get some killer mountain views. I like the smooth plaster stucco on the exterior here. That's real nice, and they got the copper gutters up top. So let's go check out inside. All right, look at this, plenty of light. One thing they did with this is Venetian plaster the ceiling and the walls.
For like 6 months. They bought one of our other projects on the Mesa. So
Okay.
you walk
Oh, I'd heard they bought a different project of these guys. So this is a local company in town doing some flips, and they bought this before it hit the market, and it looks like they upgraded to a different one. Oh, cool view out this window. This sink, you would definitely volunteer to do dishes.
Kind of heard of on the Mesa, so. Yeah.
Look at that. Such a cool view.
So well lucky to be able to. Yeah. Be a great client.
And then these are some really nice stone counters. But that sink, you definitely would not complain if you had dish duty. And then look at this sweet island with the waterfall edge, beautiful stone. Nice 6-burner with a griddle and a concealed hood with that plaster on it. Lovely.
How's it going?
Okay.
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm not
we've got Ricardo.
Carter?
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
Yeah.
So nice to meet you.
All right,
meet you
here's
too.
the living room.
I didn't catch your first name?
Michael.
Michael, nice to meet you.
And then look at that fireplace, simple. Just built into the wall.
Oh, this is the morning shot right here.
Yeah. It's a really, really unique view.
Here's our deck, Trex deck, no termites, bifolding doors.
How are you?
And look at this little shot down at the yard we'll go explore.
Yeah.
They got the flagstone down there, looks nice. And then some more deck, looks like off of what's probably the primary. Magnolia tree over here on the neighbor, looking good. Palm trees, beautiful, more bifolding doors on this one. So let's just go through them. Love that convertible house vibe. Okay, this is our primary. Look at that. So let's see if you get a view from bed. Yep. You'll definitely see the ocean when you wake up. Pop your head up, see if it's clear. Check the conditions. Okay, dual sinks, nice wooden vanity. Toilet seat up. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, pocket door. Beautiful soaking tub. Glass enclosed shower with a skylight. Recessed lighting. Walk-in closet with some built-ins. Trying to get some efficiency out of that size. And then here's one of our hall bathrooms. It's got a nice textured tile. Glass enclosed shower. Wide plank wood floors. Okay, this is for the one that likes to sleep in. It's the darker room. You're not getting a ton of natural light in this one. But it's a good size. Got a lot of outlets on the walls. That's nice. More recessed lighting in here. More of that consistent finish of the Venetian plaster everywhere. All right, let's check it out down here. The staircase just kind of drops in the middle of the living space down here, so this is kind of fun. Okay, then we got finally some color on the tile. Like that. Nice blue squares, they're all multi-tone, and then a hex tile down there on the floor. A door to get out, and then looks like this is gonna be the third bedroom. Really good size. So this is kind of like its own little guest suite zone because it's big. It's got access to the patio. There's a bathroom down here, big garage. And then let's see what this patio is like. First of all, beautiful planter boxes with palm trees, some California gold gravel with a fire pit, nice whitewashed flagstone. We take it down here where the picnic area is. This is cool. No views down here, but nice little spot to get away. And then, of course, some grassy area there, some retaining walls to terrace and make some flatness out of this hilly location. But you're also really close to the ocean, so you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. The Riviera, Mission Canyon elevation, not quite, but similar because it jets up real quick, but with a close in-town beachy vibe location. Ooh, and look at this. I spy a cool little view through that right there. Look at that. Coastline in the distance, Montecito down there. That's fun. All right, bring it out. Boom. All right, everybody, and there's the other side yard. Tankless water heater and some storage down here. Get in the shade. All right, that's it. Okay, for all you palm tree lovers, check out this interesting flowering this palm tree has coming out of the middle there, kind of. Interesting. All right, I thought it was interesting. Not quite done yet. Just one more shot of that view. All right, nice place. Efficient, you know, maybe a little small for some people, but if you're looking for just classy, timeless finishes, it had it going on. I love Venetian plaster. I loved the cleanness of it all. That kitchen, beautiful. Those views. What a day to show it too, man. This is really a bluebird day. We had rain, our first rain of the season, 2 days ago, which really feels like it's cleared out the environment, cleared out the horizon, made it really crisp and clear. So that's really beautiful. I think we got about an inch up in the top of the hills, maybe 2 inches. So it was a good little dousing. Hopefully we get some more of that. I hear we're in a La Nina cycle, which typically means a little bit of a drier winter, which is not what we need. We definitely want some rain. We've had 2 dry winters in a row now after our 2 record-breaking, rainy, wet winters. So we're trying to find our balance. We're like swinging pendulums going back and forth. So what did you think of that one? I mean, I think that it has a very good chance of finding a buyer in this market because it offers that turnkey experience and is well designed, gives you some good outdoor space, and look at how easy it would be to get into town. You could even walk. When I say town, I mean the town in the Mesa. Maybe a little bit of a far walk. But if you just did what I did on foot and you kept going under City College right in front of us, which we're going to drive through, you could get down to Shoreline Cafe. And if you hang a left, you'll go by the harbor. And that's the route we're going to take to this next listing. So, you know, it's probably a little ambitious to think that that's walkable. But compared to view properties like on the Riviera or Mission Canyon, you definitely have something that you could try to strike to. And believe it or not, Santa Barbara City College over here has this cafe for their culinary arts program. It's actually really good. It's kind of like a high-end dining. You could go for lunch and get a 3-course meal. Very, very affordable. So it's kind of a fun experience, a little local knowledge. But we are gonna skirt down here and take Cabrillo Boulevard back because we're heading over towards East Beach. We're gonna go by the Stearns Wharf, the harbor, all that stuff. Keep going past Chase Palm Park, which is a huge, long oceanfront park. That's one thing about Santa Barbara. There is no shortage of parks, and most of our oceanfront is all public park, believe it or not. Try to find that anywhere in Southern California, where you just have, you buy in here, you might not be anywhere near the ocean or you can't even see it, but you all get a fractional ownership in the oceanfront because it's public park and you can go there anytime and enjoy it, take in the views. So I really love that about Santa Barbara. And even lots of open sandy beach in this stretch. East Beach is one of the best places for just that kind of white sandy beach that's really, you know, fun and comfortable to be on, compared to like a wet beach that, you know, the tide comes and makes the sand wet, and you have to wait for low tide to use it. It always has dry sand, which allows it to get nice and fluffy. So And there's a business. I don't know if they'll make it because it seems a little bit nichey, but it's like a beach club business. You could join or just do a one-day pass, and they have, you know, kind of bougie umbrellas and lounge chairs, and they set it up for you, kind of like those picnics people set up for you, but it's like a beach day. And that's down there across the street from, was it the Hilton, the old Fess Parker Hotel down there? So, but right in front of us is that Ledbetter Beach parking lot, and that Shoreline Cafe is a great way to get right on the sand and eat. They have some incredible fish tacos, really good, go ahead, really good chilaquiles for breakfast in there, and huevos rancheros. But just a classic little spot, and you could get, I don't know if I already said this, buckets of carnitas. So if you like Corona, those are those little ones. Kind of reminds you of being on vacation in Mexico. You get a little metal bucket of them full of ice. They plop it down, and you know, it's nice little, like an 8-ounce beer, really tiny little beer. Okay, so here we are, Cabrillo Boulevard. This is the celebrity road of Santa Barbara because it's got the bike path, it's got the harbor, City College to my left, Oceanfront College, Oceanfront Community College. Are you kidding me? Yep. And Oceanfront UCSB. That's how we roll here in Santa Barbara. You're going to be on the beach if you go to college here, unless you go to Westmont. All right. We've got Los Baños Pool. Spent many a morning swimming in there doing masters. And as a kid, this was called the plunge for like 50 cents. I think in the summertime you could come, and there's certain hours where it's rec swim. And it would get loaded with like 50 kids just going nuts. And they actually had a high dive, a 3-meter board in there people would jump off of. It was back in the day when like it was a bit more Wild West for kids. We would walk from the east side over there, take like 2 miles, and walk down to the beach and walk down Cabrillo Boulevard and spend the day at the plunge. Really nice. But this stretch here is really the tourist destination. We just had a cruise ship out in the water, and this would be the staging ground where they would come into shore and then get on trolleys or Ubers or whatever, and you can still see the little tent set up. That's one of their little spots, but it's gone now. We get one of those, you know, maybe about 12, 15 times a year, it seems like. But lots of hotels down here, lots of great walking, some volleyball courts there, Stearns Wharf, and then of course the bike path. The bike path's amazing here, right along the beach. There's so much biking in Santa Barbara. I think if you check it out, it might be one of the best communities for biking in California. They've invested a ton and still are building out more bike path networks here, which is really special. And you got all those rentable bikes, you know, so if you don't come with a bike, they have the little kiosks all over town where you can just use an app and pick them up. Or as we get a little bit closer down to where State Street and Cabrillo Boulevard meet, there's a few different little bike rental shops where you could get the bigger ones, you know, like the 4-seater, and get the whole family on that thing. I've even seen like a 6-seater, I think, or you could really get extended family on there. But yeah, so here we are. We made it to State Street and Cabrillo Boulevard, where Stearns Wharf is one of the only wooden wharfs that you can drive on in California, if not the only one. So that's pretty special. And the first 75 minutes is free parking out there as well. So drive out there, park your car, and walk around, leave free, unless you stay too long. But ice cream, always nice to drive out there, get an ice cream maybe. They have some incredible wine tasting. Second story right out there with these killer mountain views and ocean views. You know, you can be wine tasting, watching dolphins and seals and checking out the mountains and the boats. It's really, really special. But we are going to pass next here as I narrate this drive. Up here is going to be the skate park. So you got any skaters in your family, tell them to bring the skateboard. They got a cool little skate park you could jam through, get radical, or keep it on easy and avoid it if you're not used to it, because people do get hurt in there. I avoid it. And what else can I tell you about this area? I think that's about all I got for right now. I wonder how many palm trees are here. This Chase Palm Park is loaded. My guess, maybe 1,000. And this is what I was talking about, public park. Right now, I'm surrounded by public park. On the right and left, we've got the pavilion over here you could rent. This is all great walking. A little bit of a man-made creek water system in there that's fun. playground over here, and then this field right here. Festivals happen all the time. Really nice. And then there's the big playground. And then over in this section of the park, again, this is all park everywhere you look, right and left. Over here is where they have concerts in the park in the summertime. And then again, this is more just palm tree land. I see people throwing frisbees, putting up hammocks in between these palm trees. Really fun. And then of course some public restrooms. You got one coming up over here on our right. And then this is that Hilton Hotel. Used to be the Fest Parker, sprawling 2-story hotel. When they were developing that back, I think in the 90s, it was a huge fight because they wanted to go more than a couple stories and they wouldn't let them. It's good though, because you could see the mountains still. You know, you only get half of the mountains blocked. If they would have went 3 or 4, you would have blocked all the mountains from right here. So that's why it's a pain in the ass to get stuff approved here in Santa Barbara, is because they're really strict about protecting things like that. But it seems like that's eroding a little bit, you know, like with that SB9 thing I was telling you about. And this is cool too. This is that chronographer, I think that's what they call it, this little rainbow thing. It looks like they're doing some rehab on it. Maybe updating the color. That's cool. That's a nice little place to go take a picture. And then some more parks. This is where you can play some softball. And they even have workout stations in there. Those kinetic body energy workout, you know, where you could lift your own body weight and get a great workout. So after you've done your cardio on your bike, you go park it over there and you start getting those muscles built. And what I was telling you about those bikes, you can see some rental stations right there. Those are rental e-bikes you use an app for. Super fun. Okay, I did it. I was able to talk this whole way and we made it to Corona del Mar. Okay, this is the East Beach area. This is the pavilion over there, East Beach Pavilion. There's a really great restaurant down there. You could also look at the sand. We went by all the great beach restaurants. That's Reunion Kitchen over there. So we went by Boathouse, we went by Shoreline Cafe, Reunion Kitchen. 3 oceanfront restaurants. Put them on your list. All 3 of them are excellent. All right, now we're in the little hotel area. So these are multifamily hotels. This is the best Motel 6 in the world. It's been voted. That's not a lie. This is a mix of these little motels, apartment buildings, and then you've got a few homes scattered in here as well. So check it out. Oh, we got 2 open. I didn't realize both were going to be open, so we'll go look at both of them. Give you a little compare and contrast. So the one that I did know we were going to see is 428 Corona del Mar. Last sold 2020. In August of 2020 or July of 2020 for $2,295,000. It was a $100,000 reduction off the price, and it took 28 days to sell back in 2020. And now today we got it on the market for $3,399,000, so basically $3.4 million. It's a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3,088 square feet, built in 1911. And if I'm not mistaken, it's got like a little detached guest unit, ADU type setup in here. So kind of a multi-unit, almost like a duplex. All right, let's go check it out. All right, I'm starting the street view on this one across the street. Look at this. The Old Yacht Club Inn, vacation rentals. Super cool. I remember being in that property when it sold a few years ago. Fun property for sure. And this is what the setup looks like. That sun is probably killing me right now. Let's go across the street and find some shade. You can make out this super sweet 1911 Craftsman looking thing with the white wood shingle siding, timeless. Look at this, right through the picket fence and the timeless white roses. I walked right past this beautiful pine tree, offering up some nice shade in this backyard and just some nice maturity to this lot. It's under 5,000 square feet, so it's nice to have something massive like that to give you some, I don't know, some scale maybe, just makes it feel bigger. Okay, let's see what's in here. All right. Here's a nice little sitting area here as you come in. I love the ceiling detail. You got some exposed beams. And then there's some nice stone fireplace there.
That's amazing.
Okay, and then what do we got over here? A couple rooms. Okay, right off of that living room area. As you come in, you got this room here. Same ceiling detail with kind of those boxed in exposed beams. And a beautiful little sitting room, do your reading. A little morning meditation in here perhaps. And this has got that 1911 glass on it. You know, you could tell because it's got that waviness in it. So I think that's still original, super cool. Look at these. I think those are probably original too. Closet doors. And the closet's so tiny back in the day. I guess they didn't have big wardrobes. All right, look at this. Nice crown molding up there. Good height on the ceiling too. We're looking at like 10-foot ceilings plus. We got a cool TV mounted there. Original hardware. Oh, they got the robes. So this is vacation rental territory. You know, being on the beach, this is prime vacation rental. You could get it legalized, get it licensed, make a bunch of money. Use it for the family. Use it for yourself and generate some income. This area is hot with vacationers. They love being right down here. And look at this bathroom. It's got a solar tube in here. Some marble. Lots of built-ins. Nice big dining room. And then here's our kitchen. Look at that upper cabinetry all the way down to the floor. Here's where we're cooking. Oh. And then our laundry room here towards the back. And oh, I found the powder room. Cool little sink. I like how they sneak those little small sinks in small spaces. Functional. All right. Back here in the corner, avoiding spider webs. Here's the carriage garage. This will upsell your vacation rental potential. Throw a picture of this thing. Let people think about all the fun they could have. Open up the door, get the lights on, turn on some tunes, jump in the jacuzzi, light up the barbecue, run to the ocean, jump in. You can do it all from here. It's only a block from the ocean. You saw how close we were. All right, here's that auxiliary building that I thought was going to be more significant than this, but it's all good, nice to have, no bathroom. All right. And it looks like next door is for sale too. I'm gonna double check if I've filmed it already. If I hadn't, maybe I'll throw it on this one right now. That's it, simple. That one is a location buy. You got so much potential to use this for yourself or for income, and it's just great to live down here by the beach. A little bit of hum of the freeway, but not too bad. All right, leaving Corona Del Mar. That other one actually was not open. So that's good. We're staying on course, staying on plan. And we are going to be, let's see, I was just going to tell you that another thing about that neighborhood is the Santa Barbara Zoo is right there as well. So that's a huge place for people to gather and go hang out. And people with kids love it. People that visit, locals love it. They get memberships and they go all the time. And then they have zoo camp and stuff. So another great feature of the neighborhood. Definitely check that out when you're in town if you like zoos and animals. So that one, Corona Del Mar. What did y'all think? 428 Corona Del Mar. I thought that it was charming as heck, and I would love to live there. It is a little bit tight, a little small, but the income potential with that location and the vacation rental potential is significant. So that's something to make note of when considering that. And just the lack of, there's only a handful of single family homes in that neighborhood. So it's just such a minimal amount of product. Unlike the Mesa, there's, several thousand homes over there. But this little section of East Beach, very rare to find something. Kind of like equivalent to maybe West Beach neighborhood, another little sneaky, fun, beach adjacent neighborhood. So we are going to, let's see, any more things to talk about? Let me know what you think about that one in the comments. I think that someone may pick it up, but it also may be just a little bit ambitious for the size. I don't know. We will see, because it is very rare, and it's a great location, and it's clean. So those could check the boxes for a lot of people looking right now. But one last comment about these videos. If you've stayed this long, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel. Double check if you don't know, or if you think you're subscribed. Sometimes you are, but sometimes you're not. And it helps me out. I'd love to see you do that. And reach out, because we do, like I said before, love hearing from you. And we make these videos to give you someone to introduce yourself to when the time's right. When you have questions, you know, we're here to give you answers and be a resource for you. Boots on the ground. You can consider me and the team your boots on the ground in Santa Barbara. So that's it for today. Enjoyed the tour. Enjoyed bringing you along with me. Enjoyed sharing this beautiful hometown of mine, Santa Barbara. I'm Joe Parker with the Santa Barbara Group, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate. Make it a great one. Peace.